Hey Blazers, this episode is brought to you by Audible.com, an Amazon company. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Blaze Entertainment or visit the sponsor and supporters links on our website at entertheblaze.com. With over 180,000 titles to choose from your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, let's start the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's start the party.
We get it from my mama.
Station on the planet.
Yeah. I got melanin. Oh yeah. I got melanin. You mad? We got melanin. Melanin. I got melanin. Oh yeah. I got melanin. You mad? We got melanin. Melanin. And we got some fat ass too.
What's going on, Blazers? We're back with another episode of Blaze Entertainment. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the beautiful, the melanin proficient, the queen of Blaze, Miss Free. What's going on, boo?
Not much.
Another day, another dollar, hua?
Mm-hmm. Basically.
For all you army people, I said hua.
Working hard for nothing.
I know that's right. It's for something. You know, you gotta pay them bills.
True, I guess. I am blessed that I have a job.
Right.
What about you?
I'm good. You know, hanging in there. I'm not feeling too good, but, you know, hanging in there. So, but yes.
Living the dream.
Right.
Like you like to say.
So let's get into the phrase of the week, Miss Free. Or the wow, which is the word of the week. What is it today?
Okay. Let's see which one. The one I'm going to do this week is dream grudge.
Okay. Sounds
and
strange.
It is carrying a grudge toward a person after waking up from a dream where they did something bad or mean to you.
Oh, I've done that before.
I've had dreams where I was like intensely arguing with someone that I normally wouldn't even argue with. And I woke up mad at them.
Just frustrated.
Bitch. It's getting ready to hit you.
Bitch, you don't even know me.
Why am I arguing with this person? And I wake up and I was like, why? Like, you know, when you wake up and your heart is beating and you just mad and then you think like, why am I mad? Because you just woke up from the dream.
From
like
a horrible dream.
Yeah.
Yes. That's happened to a couple of my exes, actually. They didn't do anything wrong. They went on a nice date. Everything was fine. Next morning, I just want to choke them.
Wake up mad.
Right. I had good sex.
Why am I mad? Because I was arguing with you in my dream.
Right.
About something stupid.
Just terrible. So, highlight of the week. I would like to highlight Eric Devante. For two reasons.
Hi, Eric.
Yes, Eric Devante.
How you doing?
Yes, how you doing? He is the host and producer of A World According to Eric, which is one of our video casts under Pyro Media. Or that just joined Pyro Media rather. And I want to highlight him for two reasons. One, because his videos are hilarious. Mm-hmm. We had him on our show for a spotlight interview before, and he's just awesome people. But I also want to highlight him because he also did a photo shoot for me and you.
Yes.
And he just has a really good eye for photos. And so, yes. Thank you,
Thank
Eric.
you once again.
Yes, for, making us look beautiful.
Taking my picture.
Right. You be looking fierce, Miss Free.
Thanks.
You know, that sun that hit.
I was a model in a different life.
Right. In a different life. Let me find out.
So many professions that I would have chose.
Come on, America's Next Top Model.
All right. My grandma was trying to get me on that show for a long time. You need to get on that show.
I can see you on it.
No, thanks.
I feel like you would have hit somebody though, but what you said, bitch?
My personality would have been so lackluster on that show. Like, they probably wouldn't even put me on there because I don't have any personality like that. Like, I'm not about to argue with you.
I'm just gonna fuck you up.
I'll just be sitting in the corner with my water bottle, looking at everybody like they fucking crazy. And minding my business.
Right. My goodness. Unless somebody popped off of you just to start, because you know one of the producers, and especially if it's Mona, she's gonna be like, "Go fuck with Miss Free."
I'll be sitting there like, you can argue with yourself,
right?
But what I'm gonna not do is sit up here and argue with you on TV and embarrass my mama,
right? Because if I whoop your ass, I'm gonna whoop Mona's ass too.
Now, if you put a hand on me, it's about to be all and popping,
right?
But you gonna look like a damn fool by yourself,
right? All right. Any shout outs, Miss Free?
Well, no.
I have a couple of shout outs.
I have a thing to talk about, but
but not any shout outs.
No.
Okay. So we're actually a couple of weeks behind because we didn't have an episode last week. And I don't think we had an episode the week before, did we? Yes. So I have some shout outs that I was going to use for those. So I'm gonna say one. Let's see here. I'm losing it. Where is it? Oh, yes. Jordan Peele makes history as the first black man to win for original screenplay for Get Out.
Amen.
Yes. And I know this is like a couple of weeks old, but I need to say it. Also, shout out to Viola Davis and Lupita Nyong'o to play mother and daughter in The Woman King, which I'm very interested in seeing.
That is a good casting.
Yeah. I mean,
they look like mother and daughter.
Yeah, that's gonna be. They're gonna look so beautiful. I mean, they're already beautiful, but that's gonna be.
What
a
is
cute
The
little,
Woman King anyway?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up a little more, but it hasn't come out yet. I mean, they're being casted in it, but yes. Let's see here. Oh, the On the Run tour has been announced. For Beyonce and him. I don't know.
Well. I'm not.
I don't know.
Because shortly thereafter, she'll have a tour on her own.
Right, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Before.
She did it. Yeah, that's what she did. What she did that with
Formation tour.
Yeah,
it was the On the Run tour, which I went to, which was very good.
And then she came out with Formation.
No, it's a Formation tour.
I feel like the On the Run tour is like the pre-funk to the tour that she's getting ready.
I mean, On the Run was fun, but I wasn't getting my whole life to Beyonce. I mean, to Jay-Z. Only to Beyonce.
Right. I mean, why would you?
When Jay-Z came on, it was a good time to go take a bathroom break or sit down.
He's so stupid. Don't get me wrong. I think Jay-Z is one of the hottest and best rappers of all time. However, and I said one of. However, I'm still side-eyeing him. So,
I just don't. No.
Yes. Do you have any shout outs or no?
I couldn't get my life to a Jay-Z concert anyway by himself.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that with him because his music is not like, well, for me, in my opinion, because I know some of you Jay-Z heads out there like, bitch, why not? Right. In my opinion, I can't get my life to, like when you go to a concert, you go in there and be like,
I like Jay-Z's old stuff, just because I grew up on it, but or it was like really mainly during my like junior high and high school days, but I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't think I would ever go to a Jay-Z concert, just by itself.
I'm not knocking his art or nothing.
No. By all means, make your paper boo-boo.
I'd enjoy myself more at a Kendrick Lamar concert. Only because I like him more. And I like his music more. I like his like flow better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways.
Tomato. Personal opinions. I don't know. For me personally, I think I would have more fun at a Jay-Z concert than I would with a Kendrick Lamar concert. But this is just me personally because I wouldn't pay money to go see a rap concert.
But you want to see Jay-Z, he's a rapper.
No, I'm saying if I had to choose, I probably would go to a Jay-Z concert over a Kendrick Lamar concert because I feel like I would dance more at a Jay-Z concert. That's just I don't know.
Nah.
Because Kendrick doesn't have a lot of bops.
He does have a lot of bops, bitch. You need to listen to Kendrick.
Kendrick has a lot of conscious music. He doesn't have a lot of bops.
He has a lot of bops, bitch. He does. Really? I can show you a few.
Okay. We'll have a little little rap battle after this.
He's conscious, but he could be ratchet too.
He's very conscious, but I digress. I wanted to do you have anything else for shout outs or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. I wanted to have like a quick shout out to, or not even a shout out, but send out condolences on behalf of the Blaze team and Pyro Media to Queen Latifah, because her mother just passed away.
Yeah.
And Queen Latifah is like one of my all-time favorite female rappers, and I just think that like that's fucked up. You know, just having that situation and her doing what she's doing, and you know, it's just nobody ever wants to go through that. So
right.
So yeah. So I mean, condolences, and our heart goes out to her and her family. And you know, I just pray for strength and peace, and she needs to take her time to kind of grieve and do what she needs to do. So, but yes. Anything else? Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be back with the Petty World News. This episode is brought to you by one of our new sponsors, We Buy Black. We Buy Black is an online marketplace for Black-owned businesses to showcase and sell their products to a global community. What drives We Buy Black is a community of creative entrepreneurs who use We Buy Black to sell their products, thousands of shoppers who believe supporting these entrepreneurs to affect social change, and a committed staff of We Buy Black. Visit www.pyromedianetwork.com for our sponsored direct links. It's time to support Black businesses. Now let's get back to the show.
And we're black.
Yes, we are.
With the Petty Wop.
Come on, Petty Wop. Petty World News time. Petty World News.
So everyone's favorite sister, Blue Ivy Carter.
Oh, I love her.
Was at an art gala auction recently. And sis bidded $19,000 on a piece of artwork.
First of all.
And I'm crying and poor.
Right.
Because you know what I could do with $19,000. First of all,
to be that young.
Right. Here's $19,000.
Without any problem. Like, without any question. Like, it's just
Blue Ivy Carter,
mind-blowing.
sis, can you give me $19,000 just as like a donation for me being poor? Because I could easily just pay off most of my student loans, okay? Now, if you want to slide me, $30,000, right, that would take care of all my debt.
Any $1,000.
Perfect.
Any $1,000 would be nice and appreciated.
Right.
But I heard through the grapevine and through social media that she was in a bidding war with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry.
She's richer than you, nigga.
Right? Like, Tyler Perry. But to be that young.
Yeah.
And to be able, like, to
be that young and be like, I want that piece of art, and I'm going to bid however much I feel like I need to bid in order to get that piece of art.
And you're going to give it to me.
Because
if you don't, I will end you. Right. like, to me, I envy that power.
I'm jealous.
She's like,
I wish I could do something like that.
I mean,
if not for myself, for my kids. You know what I'm saying?
That part. Because, like, I feel like that is the start. That's what generational wealth looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Blue Ivy did nothing but come out here and look beautiful and just be this adorable child of a goddess. You know, and it's just, I just can't. She's gonna take over the world. Just an outstanding, amazing human being. Like, I just can't wait for her to just destroy the world, because she will.
Right. I'm ready. Yes.
So what else we got, Miss Free?
That's what I had. Let me see. What else do I have here? Oh, Rihanna.
Oh, God. I know what you're going to do.
What do you think I'm going to talk about?
I don't want to ruin it, but go ahead.
Which one do you think I'm going to talk about?
Well,
it's two things.
Okay.
Snapchat. Rihanna single-handedly, since you guessed the first thing. Rihanna single-handedly slapped the fuck out of Snapchat.
With a Fenty fucking hand. Like, it was just...
Right.
I love her so much.
A stroke of her keyboard on her iPhone.
She is a boss.
And Snapchat lost $800 million.
Over $800 million.
Over $800 million.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But you know what?
But it's
They deserve because what they did.
But they were losing money from jump though.
Right. But it didn't help that they were that damn stupid.
Right.
How dare you sit there and do something that fucking stupid? And especially, first of all, it's Women's Month.
Who approved that?
Nobody. And whoever
approved it.
Somebody white. And whoever, like the bottom line is whoever did it, it doesn't even matter. You allowed that to go onto your fucking company. Like there was no checks, nothing. Like it had to have gone through multiple people. Like it had to have.
Yeah. Like
things don't just ads like that don't just get created out of like automatically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Multiple people looked at it. Anyways. Yeah. What they suffer the consequences for that and that stupid ass update. So they're just suffering right now, along with Facebook. But that's a whole different story.
Oh, don't get started on Facebook.
Off to the side, which I can't even explain. So I'm not even going to delve into that because I haven't fully wrapped my head around the situation yet. But Snapchat and Facebook are sinking slowly, quickly, fast. The second Rihanna news.
I think to your point, I mean to that point. I think Snapchat will fall faster than Facebook because Facebook is integrated throughout the entire world. Snapchat was big, but it's not integrated into every technology. You know what I'm saying? Like Facebook owns half of the world. Like it's so prevalent. You know what I'm saying? There's way more Facebook users than there is Snapchat users, you know? Because I barely use my Snapchat.
Once Instagram fills out to how to do the filters or whoever gets the license,
they'll lose it.
Snapchat is done. Big shit. But anyways, I was loyal to Snapchat until they did that update. I don't like it. It's dumb. I don't know who over there approved it.
Yeah, I went on there because I haven't been on Snapchat for a while because I only go on there just to look at it. I don't even do snaps anymore.
It's confusion.
It's
like
so
it doesn't make any sense. Like it's I don't like
where's
it.
the section?
Get rid of it.
There was a point where you just hit the right side or whatever, and you can see all of your friends, like, or people who you're following or whatever, and see all of their videos and snaps. Now you have to go into your stuff or your side and click on that little bubble thing.
Right, it's stupid.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's stupid. And then now on the store, you know, where the discovery page is, there's niggas I don't even follow on there. Like, why the fuck is Kylie Jenner on my fucking thing? I did not request this.
I have no desire to see any of Kylie Jenner or any of the Kardashians damn snaps. So that's the whole reason why I follow certain people.
Right.
Don't take that choice away from me. Like, let me discover things on my own. Okay?
Confusion.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Snapchat, y'all need to get it together.
And for those who don't know the whole story of what's going on with Snapchat and Rihanna, Snapchat had posted an ad, and it was along the lines of, and forgive me if I'm misquoting this or whatever, but there was a picture, a side-by-side picture of Rihanna and a side-by-side picture and Chris Brown. And it said something along the lines, would you rather punch Rihanna or slap Rihanna, or punch Chris Brown or slap Chris Brown? It's one of the two interchangeably. And first of all, that was a very traumatic time, not only for for pop culture, you know what I'm saying? It was a very traumatic time for Rihanna herself.
Right.
It's Women's Month. We're in this very sensitive time when it comes to the Me Too movement, when it comes to feminism, when it comes to sexual assault, when it comes to assault on women in and of itself. And so for Snapchat to do that when they're already plummeting in their stupid ass download or updates or whatever, and they're already trying to compete with Instagram and Instagram's new algorithm that links to Facebook. Why would you do something like that? Like, and not only you didn't just do it to, and not that it would have made a difference, but you didn't just do that to one of the, to like some Z-list artist or celebrity, or you did it to Rihanna,
someone with a lot of like fans.
She is a huge, like, if Beyonce wasn't around, Rihanna is it.
Right.
Either you think and listen, black culture is either Rihanna or Beyonce or both. Like, you can't do queens, that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. They're the reigning queens of pop culture in the black community.
Same shit would have happened if y'all did some crazy stuff like that to Beyonce.
Oh, no. First of all, if they did that to Beyonce, Snapchat would cease to exist. Okay? Like, Rihanna's not on that level yet, but she's very close. She did some damage.
$800 million.
That's some damn damage for a damn company that was already plummeting as it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? But for you to sit there and it's besides the point who did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the fact that you allowed, like, that you did this. It was just stupid. And why is it always our black queens that keep getting attacked? Like, would you have done? I'm done.
Anyways,
I'm done. I'm getting upset.
About it. Yeah, we're not.
My blood pressure's gonna go up.
We're not gonna go there.
All I'm gonna say is that Rihanna's a fucking boss. Okay, and if you fuck with Rihanna's, you fucked up. Okay, like, end of discussion. Look at Chris Brown.
Well, anyways, the next Rihanna news. Miss Rihanna, my girl Robin Fenty, is coming out with gifts.
Queen.
Gifts. A lingerie line. Bitch, I'm here for it.
Listen.
All my coins will be tossed at Rihanna. All of them. I want to, like, dress like Rihanna. I want to be Rihanna. So whatever Rihanna is coming out with, I'm going to buy because I fucking love Rihanna.
You better save.
Shit. You gonna have a credit card for that, bitch, Rihanna? I'll give you that too, girl. Listen. Whatever you need, Rihanna, I'm here for it. I will give you my coin, sis. I'm here. That is all.
That's all. My God. She's just amazing.
Lingerie line.
A lingerie line, bitch. That's crazy. Oh my God. So
that's gonna look so sexy. I'm so ready.
Right. Let's see. I think that is all I have.
Let me see here.
Do you have anything else?
Oh. SZA says that her next album may be her last.
Why? She just came out.
I don't know why. She said, my world got so, well, let me see. She said, when talking about where she is at musically, she said, my world got so much smaller so fast. I have so much to write about. I feel like I'm in a cage. I'm making the best album of my life for this next album, and I know that because it's going to be my last album. Now, I didn't go to see why she thought that, but...
Was this on Instagram that she posted?
This was on the Shade Room.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why I didn't go into reading it. I like SZA, but it's not devastating at the same time.
No, it's not devastating. It's just really strange.
I just think, like, her career can go so much further. Right. However, at the same time, I would understand if she didn't want to make music anymore.
Well, I don't know if she doesn't want to make music. You know what I think it is, honestly? I think, and this is something that, I was seeing on a couple of weeks ago, The View, and how when Cardi B was talking about how she enjoyed her life more before she became, before she blew up.
Absolutely.
I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, like, you projected yourself to go to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was your desire. So I don't know.
I think a lot of people, and I think how Beyonce has done this so well, is that Beyonce has managed to keep her fame and her private life very separate. Mm-hmm. You don't hear anything about Beyonce's private life unless Beyonce wants you to know about it. Yeah. Like, duh. So she has done a really good job in doing that. And I think what a lot of famous people struggle with is keeping those two things separate. Mm-hmm. Because once, like, they love like Cardi B, she loves doing music. That's what she loves to do. But with doing that comes a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. Rather than attention on you and your personal life, not necessarily your music. You know what I'm saying? Right.
But I think, and this is my personal opinion, and Beehive, don't come for me because I'm one of y'all. But I think that Rihanna has done a better job at balancing her personal life or being in the public eye and not. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Rihanna's still able to live. And I feel like Beyonce has created such a phenomenon around her that she's in a bubble, that she's constantly constantly having to, like, her security has to know where she is, 5 steps ahead of where she's going. Like, she's almost like in a secret service, like she's almost like walking around in this protective bubble,
right?
Because if anybody sees her, it's going to be like a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with Rihanna, though.
But I feel like
Rihanna's a big fucking deal.
But you see Rihanna commenting on her Twitter, or she'll respond to Snapchat, or she'll, when anything happens to Beyonce, she doesn't say anything. There's no connection.
Because Beyonce wants that separation. Like I said, Beyonce don't want you to know anything about Beyonce until Beyonce is ready for you to know.
Yeah.
Like, we still don't know. I forgot about the twins for 2 hot seconds. I forgot they existed. And then all of a sudden was like, well, where are the twins at? I was like, bitch, I did forget.
Right.
Because she doesn't want us to know what the fuck they doing until she's ready, which might be in the On the Run tour, like she did with Blue. She doesn't want us to know that, and that's fair because those are her kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she doesn't want you wouldn't want somebody with a fucking telescope to your life.
Right. And that I feel like that's where Beyonce is at right now.
Right.
Where, like, if she even comes from the even peaks from the umbrella of her protection and her shield, that people are going to jump on that. Like, look what happened when Solange attacked or got into a fight with Jay-Z.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the first time that we saw a crack in Beyonce's shield around her family. You know what I'm saying? And everybody jumped on that because they're so mysterious, and their whereabouts and what they do is so heavily guarded. And I just I went to Vegas this past weekend, and that was a conversation with some of my friends. How does she live in this bubble? How do you live like that to where you can, I think that it's, first of all, it's admirable, and 2, it must be really a different type of existence, to be able to be on such a high platform. And because she's more famous than fucking the president, you know what I'm saying? Right. To where everybody wants to know about you.
Everybody wants to know about her life, what she's doing, what she's breathing, how she's shitting, what kind of shit did she do today? Because people want that. Right. And I think that's also ties into her favor when she comes out with new music. People are like, oh my God, something happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Beyonce released something.
Like her pictures on Instagram today. Like just a couple hours before we went into recording, I was just like, oh shit, she got something new. Right. Because I have notifications snapped that would send me, hey, Beyonce just reposted, or Beyonce did this, or Beyonce tweeted. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she rarely does. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even as and that's just a notification. The Beehive is already on it the second it comes out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just really scary. You know what I'm saying?
Fame is scary.
Fame is scary, but that, like, she's in a different level of fame.
I think fame is scary in itself because everybody wants to know what the fuck you're doing.
And it's worse now because it's social media now.
Right. Everybody wants to know what you're doing. Everybody wants to know who you're dating. Everyone wants to know who your friend is. Everyone wants to know who your mother is. Right. And that is troublesome for not only you, but everyone that's associated with you. Because then fame comes with a lot of things, like friends you thought were your friends aren't necessarily your friends because they want to tell your business to the press for a little chump change or whatever the fucking case is. So I see why a lot of people are like, fuck, bitch, I don't want to be famous. Me, myself, don't care for that shit. Right. I want money. Hell yes. But I don't want fame. You know what I'm saying? I want to be known for doing something that I feel like is important to me, which I think, to your point, Cardi B wants. Like, that music to her is important. She wants to make money off her music. But with that comes fame. Right. I don't think anybody wants fame unless... that's all you want, and then in which case you have a Paris Hilton
or Kim Kardashian,
like, that's fame.
Yeah.
I want wealth.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why people respect Beyonce more is because, like,
how do we get on the subject?
Because we were talking about how did we get on this? Oh no, we started talking about the Rihanna,
the lingerie.
Then
how the fuck did we get here?
We went to I don't know. Snapchat happened before that.
I don't know. Let's move on. Like, how the fuck did we even get to this conversation?
Bottom line is, I think it's going to be interesting to see how social media progresses from here, because I think that that's a major issue when it comes to people, celebrities, and people who are in the public eye.
Yeah, so. I mean, if I ever hit some kind of fame like Beyonce, I will take that model and replicate it because. Right.
But I don't think I would want to be in a Beyonce realm. You know what I'm saying? Because I even like with people like Oprah or people,
everybody got to sign a non-disclosure, right?
But I feel like even, but if you look at, I feel like Beyonce is in a different type of fame, and she separated her life, her personal life from her job to a point. But I think that was also at her detriment, that she didn't give anybody any type of like, you know, link to who she is. You know what I'm saying? You know, outside of her work.
I think she has.
But I'm saying that the fact that I'm talking about in terms of personal life. And of course, the Beehive knows that who she is through her music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where she emulates who she is and how she expresses herself and things of that nature. But I feel like in terms of not giving little niblets of stuff, it's caused her to be put in this bubble that people are going to do anything that they can. Because if you look at like people like Oprah, who is way richer, you know what I mean? Right. And way more, you know, and it owns half of media, you know what I'm saying? She still doesn't have that type of like, she can still go to an event and not be bombarded. You know what I'm saying? With Beyonce,
I don't know. Oprah will be bombarded.
She'll be bombarded, but she won't be bombarded like Beyonce.
I mean, I bombard Oprah. Can you give me some money?
You were so stupid.
I know you got it, Oprah girl. You got the coin. You know, $30,000 ain't that much to you, sis.
Yeah. But I feel like because Oprah's more in the public eye and she does all these talks and she does all these Soul Sundays, whatever, people know who she is. You don't ever see Beyonce doing a lot of interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not anymore.
Right. But I'm saying you don't, but even Rihanna still does interviews, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But she does more than other, you know, than Beyonce does. And what I'm saying is that the point of me saying that is that you're not giving anybody any inkling about what you're doing, and so it leaves them wanting more, which is a cool thing. It's part of your branding, and I think that she's been pioneered in that, and it's a great model and a business model for you know, making that point. But at the same time, it's a detriment to her because now the paparazzi is just waiting. You know what I'm saying? It's just like waiting, and so yeah, it's just a scary situation for her. I don't envy that.
Fame is a
I don't envy
that. It's an interesting monster.
But yeah, and we'll be back with the listener letters portion of the show.
Hey Blazers, check out one of our sponsors, Atomic Cosmetics. They have an array of colors that go boom and are tested on showgirls and never on animals. With freshly made seasonal skincare products that nourish your face and body, you can't go wrong. There is also a lot of cosmetics for you to choose from, like blushes, contours, foundations, eyeshadows, and more. Find multitudes of colors and palettes. Visit colorsthatgoboom.com and use offer code BLAZEATOMIC.
And we're back with the listener letters portion of the show. Don't forget to go ahead and go on to www.entertheblaze.com/letters, and you too can go ahead and send a letter with our listener letters form. Miss Free, take it away.
Okay. I'm not sure if this person wanted their name to be read, so I'm just going to call them Anon.
Okay, just to be safe.
Yeah, just to be safe. And they're from California, and their question reads, "Hi, Kwame and Miss Free. I'm getting straight to the nitty-gritty. I've been dating this guy for about 8 months. I couldn't be happier, and I feel like he is going to pop the question. Here's the issue. We recently went to dinner and talked about the future, and parenting came up. He wants to raise his children Jewish, which his family is, and I am agnostic. This never came up before because he doesn't indicate that he is a devout Jewish person. I have a problem with raising my future children in a way that will restrict them from making their own personal life decisions. I want to spend the rest of my life with him, and he is firm on his desire to raise his children Jewish. What should I do? One last thing. Prior to listening to this show, I was kind of homophobic. I've been following Kwame and his work, and I have to say thank you for showing me a different side to the gay community. Oh. I am looking at working with my local GLAAD office to help bridge the gap between gay and straight conversation. Nothing but love for you both. Anon.
Yes. Oh, that warmed my heart. It did. Oh, okay. That's really cool. But going back to the relationship,
question.
So, she's agnostic.
She's agnostic, and her soon-to-be husband is Jewish.
Wait, did he pop the question? It sounds like
he's going to.
Okay, it sounds.
She said, "I feel like he's going to."
Okay.
So
don't assume, girl. Don't assume.
But you know what blessings in your life, sister. If you want that, then you're gonna have it. Anyways, so soon to be fiance, not husband, fiance. Mm-hmm. So she's agnostic, and her soon to be fiance is Jewish, and the question of parenting came up at how to raise their kids. She says she's of the belief that they should choose anything they want to believe in. He's of the belief like, nah, I'm Jewish. My family is Jewish, so we're going to raise them as Jewish. What should she do?
This is not going to work. And I'm going to tell you why.
I'm confused because why hasn't this question come up before?
That part. And I think it hasn't come up before because because she's agnostic, and most agnostic people
don't. Well, he hasn't really brought up his Jewish religion before.
Oh, so he's probably not a practicing Jew.
I don't know. Let's just assume that because it doesn't say that in here.
So he's probably. I mean,
he does. She said he doesn't indicate that he's a devout Jewish person.
Okay, that makes sense because I know people who are of a certain religion or denomination, and they're not like openly or devoutly that throughout their life, but they have serious goals and formats and things that they want for their children.
Okay.
Now, how you raise your children is your business.
Right.
It's not my business. It's not anybody else's business. But with that being said, if you are supposed to be in a union with somebody and you're coming into a marriage or you're getting ready to marry somebody, you need to have that aligned. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like, because I'm very... I have my own personal beliefs about how my children should be raised. Obviously, there's certain things that I still need to learn and grow with my future partner. But I have my own particular ideals and things that I want instilled in my children. And if somebody is like coming into my life and has ideals and morals and things or whatever that don't align with mine, that's an issue, especially when it comes to how I'm going to raise my children. That's my offspring. You know what I mean? So like, I think that you should be very careful about who, like, there's certain things that can be worked on. You can work on, like, you know, leaving the toothpaste open or the toilet seat up, which I think it's just gross, but that's just me personally. I was raised differently. I was raised to put the toilet seat down. Okay. You can work on, you know, leaving clothes, you know, around the house. You can work on, you know, the husband or you, whatever, you know, not taking the trash out, whatever. You can work on those things. But when it comes to like how you raise your children, how you know, parenting styles, what things that you want to instill in your children, those things need to be like aligned, you know, and I think that, you know, that's something that you need to talk about with him. And if that's not in the same alignment, then you need to start reevaluating if you, number one, need to have children with him. And if you're dead set on having children, maybe he's not the one that you need to be with. You know what I mean?
Before you get married.
Right.
Okay.
And maybe if you are dead set on staying with this person, maybe you two need to have counseling on how to effectively communicate and compromise on how, you know, you two, or work on developing a parenting style. You don't have to rush into marriage, especially if you, how long they've been together?
She didn't say.
Okay. Well, if it's new.
If y'all just got together.
Right. Child.
Anyways,
work on it.
How I feel personally. Now, I'm of the opinion that, because I kind of have some kind of agnostic views. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, for example, if I was getting ready to marry a guy that was atheist, our views don't clash unless he felt very strongly about his atheist views. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because being agnostic means that you don't know if there is a higher belief or something. Like, you can't prove that there is.
No, that's atheists. Atheists don't believe in a higher power.
You didn't let me finish, nigga.
Go ahead.
It means that you don't know if there is a higher power and you can't prove that there is. So like you're saying that, yes, you believe that maybe there is a higher power, but you can't prove that there is a higher power. Atheism is flat out that shit doesn't exist at all. That's what it is. Atheism, I don't believe in a God. There is no God. That doesn't exist.
Right.
Agnosticism is you can't prove that there is and you can't prove that there isn't. You're lying somewhere in between. You're not saying yes and you're not saying no. You're a hard maybe.
Well, most agnostics tend to go with the definition of they believe that there is a higher power, whatever that is, but they don't subscribe to a religion. So like religion is where people defer and have issues. Like, you know, some people say, oh, well, I only believe in the Christian God and that's it. Or I only believe in the Buddhist, you know, religion and that's it. Agnostics tend to believe that, yes, there is a higher power. I believe that there is something up there that is watching over us, that is guiding us and leading us through something or whatever. But we don't believe in a religion. Or subscribe to any religion that is. But yeah, like regardless of the situation.
I found the definition.
What's the definition?
Because I just had to, because I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I definitely see where you're coming from. So I was getting confusion. Because my understanding is different from your understanding. So just Googling agnostic, the definition comes up: a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence or nature of God or of anything beyond material phenomenon. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God.
Right.
That's what I said.
Right, but I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. That's the root base of what agnostic is. But most people, when they claim that they're agnostic, it's typically because they don't want to subscribe to a religion. So that's what I mean. That's what I feel based off of the listener letter, what she's trying to say. Like, she believes that there's something up there. There's a God, goddess, whatever she believes in. She believes that there's a higher power. You know, or not, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect her either way, but they typically, agnostics don't subscribe to a religion. And that's where people have most of the issues at, because religion is, you know, tradition, it's binding, whatever, you know, there's a lot of issues that goes on with that. But agnostics don't believe in shit. Like, it's science.
No, atheists.
Atheists
don't believe in God.
Atheists don't believe in
period,
shit. That's
nothing,
it.
nada.
There's
so for example, going back to my point.
Right.
So if I'm an agnostic person and I'm getting ready to marry or date someone who is an atheist, and we're going to have kids. Now he says, I don't want, you know, them to believe in anything. And I'm like, well, that's not your choice, because they can believe in whatever the fuck they want to believe in. Because they can believe in the tooth fairy. Right. If they fucking want to believe in the tooth fairy. You know what I'm saying? So I think I see where she's coming from. But at the same time, for example, my family is Christian oriented. So regardless of the fact if I'm agnostic or atheist, they're going to be exposed to a Christian religion because of my family. Right. You see what I'm saying? So whether I like it or not, they're going to be exposed to that because that's who they are. Now I'm not about to tell them, you know, you can't believe in that because my child is around. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
You know, so that kid is going to be exposed to a Jewish religion, period. Now, the question is if you want to instill that in them, of course, I mean, he or she, your child, is going to have to be exposed to something like this regardless, because that he is the father of that child. So if a Jewish religion comes up, he wants to take the child over there for whatever. What are you going to say? No?
Right.
that's also his kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's his family.
And which is why I said in the beginning, like you like either you learn to compromise with that and seek some type of counseling to figure out a parenting type style. Because first of all, I think it's way too early. And I don't know how long they've been together.
I think that they all should, like you said, should see counseling and also have like a genuine discussion. Like, yes, you want your kid to be raised Jewish. There's no other way around them not being exposed to the religion. Period.
And I think
that also at maybe you can come to some compromise. I would say let the kid choose, because if they decide, hell, my dad is Jewish, I want to be Jewish too.
Right. But I also feel like this is probably something that like that's why I was saying like.
And if you're agnostic, why does it matter that much? Right.
I personally don't know.
I'm just
like
saying.
You're right. It shouldn't, but I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? But I think the conversation needs to, and I kind of get why she may have an issue with it, because if she doesn't want to be trapped or forced to be in some type of religious tradition, then and have the freedom to express herself, or the freedom to kind of explore and figure that out and come to her own spiritual path. I think she would want her child to do the same. Whatever. Now, my suggestion would be to sit down and have a conversation, because it could be a multitude of things. Either once you have a conversation with him, it could be, you know how like everybody,
it could be he just wants his kid to be exposed or with that, be involved in that with his family.
Right.
It couldn't be like, because you say he's not even a devout Jewish person himself.
Right.
It's not like he's trying to force it down your throat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when I was born, like my dad's not Catholic. My mom is Catholic. You know what I'm saying? And so, or was Catholic rather. And so when I was born, I had a baptism, you know what I'm saying, in a Catholic church. And, I had, all that stuff where I was going to, with my mom, until I got older enough to make a decision. She asked me, do you want to come to church? And at that time I made that decision, whether I wanted to go to church, or Catholic church or not. But it could be a situation where it was like that, where, he just wants to have the child exposed to, a set tradition until they make a decision what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or to appease his family, or to, but that's a conversation you need to have with your girl. You know what I'm saying? Or man, or whatever. You need to have, like, I think that, like, I appreciate you writing us in, but I feel like there's more that we don't know. And it's kind of hard to kind of give you an accurate,
this kind of brings up a conversation I was having with one of my male friends. And he was like, I'm atheist, but my family's Catholic. So if I have a kid, they're fully going to expect me for that kid to have a baptism, no matter what I think I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So it could also be that too. It could also be the pressures of the family. Like, that's what they believe in, I don't know. It could be a number of things. Have a conversation like Kwame said.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I think a conversation needs to be had.
And if it really means, if it means that much to him, and if hell, you don't even know if does it bother him that you're not Jewish? You also should find that out. Does he want to convert you to Judaism? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? It
doesn't sound like it does. Because if it did, he wouldn't be with her.
Right. It doesn't sound like it does, but I also think she should have a conversation with him. Do you expect me, when we get married, for me to be of the Jewish faith? Because they're not married yet.
And this is under the assumption that you're getting married.
Right. Right.
So, like, these conversations need to be had before you even start thinking about marriage and having children. Like, I really think that this is a discovery time for you and your partner. Like, that needs to happen. Like, I definitely would highly recommend you having a conversation. But it does bring up great questions, like, for relationship, in terms of, like, how you want your children raised, are you compatible with the person in terms of parenting style and stuff like that? So yeah, that's conversations.
Okay. Thanks for writing in, Anon.
Bye.
One more question. Let's see. Which one do I want to do? This one's from the Neverland. That would have been so much interesting if you're from the Netherlands. But anyway. Anon reads, Hey, Miss Free and Kwame, I really need to ask you, on a petty note, what I should do.
Oh, shit.
This so-called, quote-unquote, I mean, quote unquote, friend of mine and I were up for promotion at work, and she got the position over me. Now, I was so proud of her until I found out that not only did she go to HR about me being late multiple times, which was her fault because we rideshare, but the bitch slept with the manager's supervisor.
Oh my God.
Now, I admire the Judas nature of the situation. Oh my God. I said that so flat.
Right, you said the Judas nature?
Because I wasn't ready for that.
Like the Judas?
Like the crucifix. Okay.
Yeah, that's intense.
I was not ready to read that sentence, so it just came out like
you really don't like her now.
Okay.
Like, Judas.
Okay. Now, I admire the Judas nature of the situation, but I want to hang her from a tree. Girl,
ooh.
She said strange fruit style. Okay,
oh my God, girl, listen.
You went
all the way left.
All the way left. So far left, I can't even see you no more, bitch.
Right.
Who?
That's not cute. Go on.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
I have access to her iCloud. Don't ask me how. I can't reveal my connections.
Oh my God.
I downloaded her text messages and can send them to HR anonymously. Is it petty or wrong of me to do that? I see it as karma, asking for honest thoughts on the situation. Now, there is more to the situation, but out of respect for Miss Free, I'm keeping this short. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl, or boy, or whoever. To the point, from a loyal blazer and an angry bitch.
Okay.
But an angry bitch. Well, you are an angry bitch.
Right. Yeah.
It is petty as fuck for you to do that. Number one, girl, you call it a karma. Number two, it is karma because something like that's gonna happen to you is gonna slap you in the face real fucking hard.
Karma works. Karma works.
You think it's karma against her, girl? Your actions are gonna cause your own kind of karma.
Put it out there, bitch. Because what you throw out will come back to you.
Because you don't know how petty she is either.
Right. Right.
And if you have access to her iCloud, I wouldn't be surprised if she had access to yours.
And here's the thing. Right. But here's the thing. Excuse me.
You guys aren't friends, first and foremost.
First and foremost.
You're not friends because a real friend, period, would just be happy for her and move the fuck on.
Right.
You're not friends.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I feel like, because she said that she was happy for her, right? In the beginning, right? Until she found out that
I was proud of her until I found out that not only did she go to HR about her being late, but she slept with the supervisor.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. I feel that if you're confident in who you are and your job abilities and your resume and you're both up for promotion, then... And you have to do shit like that to backstab your friend, you know what I'm saying, and sleep with the boss. You're not that confident in what you can do, and you probably can't handle.
She didn't sleep with the boss.
No, I know her, the friend.
Oh, okay.
The friend that got the position, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the friend that got the position, if you have to do all that to get the position to backstab your friend and sleep with the manager and like make, to do all that, then you're not that confident in your position or your capabilities to handle that position.
Right.
So I would have just let her fall. You know what I'm saying? And let her go into that position, see that they made a mistake. And if they don't make a mistake, then that's probably not the company you want to be in anyway. You know what I mean? Like, is that something that you want? Eventually, at some point in time, you have to analyze whether you're a good fit for that position anyway. You know what I'm saying? And if she's willing to do all that, I would have been like, okay, I can't fucks with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Number one, as a friend, because you trying to throw me under the bus and almost can get me fired, bitch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
She threw you on the bus.
Right.
Now you trying to throw her under the bus, and now she gonna know that ass was yours, and then you both gonna have an issue. Then none one of y'all gonna get a fucking promotion because HR is gonna see that shit and be like,
right.
Neither one of y'all deserve to be in this position because you can't handle yourself in a professional manner.
Right. Right. That part. So that's all I got to say on that one.
Girl, listen. Number one, 2018, I'm all about not being petty because petty is stress that you don't fucking need.
It's too much.
Girl, if you wanted that promotion so bad and someone else got it before you because they try to backstab you, let that shit, slide. Let it go. She backstabbed you, girl. It is what it is. Stop getting ride shares with that hoe.
Right.
Stop associating yourself with that hoe. She's not your friend.
She's not.
Stop talking to her because clearly you're not friends, okay? You can be happy for her because she had to do all that extra to bring you down.
Super
So
extra.
when karma comes back and slaps her ass in the face, she's not going to slap you too because you were doing something petty. That's the thing about pettiness. You know what I'm saying? It's going to slap you too, ho.
Extra.
It's going to slap both of y'all. And then you both going to be looking like dumb with egg on your face.
And then you ain't going to have a job.
And then both of y'all not going to have a job because you're both messy.
Right. Doing all the extraness.
Right.
And then you fucked up a reference, bitch. Okay, so.
Now, okay, you could be happy for her. Let her do her thing or whatever. But eventually, her sleeping with that supervisor is going to come out.
Right.
Whether or not you're involved. Now, if I was you, I wouldn't even get myself involved in that situation. I wouldn't involve myself with that girl anymore or any longer.
Right.
Because I don't need that stress in my life.
Because when you're that messy at work and you start sleeping with managers and shit like that just to get ahead, it's going to come back on you.
It's going to come back at you. Not only did you sleep with somebody, assuming she slept with that person to get ahead, because we don't know that.
Right.
You're not going to be in that position forever because
and how did
you don't have
find that out anyway?
Because she got her iCloud. Maybe they're sending sexting or whatever the fuck. Who knows? But girl, I personally would even get that deep in that situation.
Why do you use somebody's iCloud? That's a little weird. Like, just I don't know. The iCloud is like the Apple version of like Google Drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a storage.
Yeah.
In the cloud. Yeah.
That's weird. Anyway,
Thanks,
good luck on that, girl.
Girl, don't be petty. Like 2018 is like year of like don't be petty. Mind your fucking business.
Mind your business. 2018.
It just I don't like it anymore. Like it's just if people want to be bitches and people want to treat you in a negative manner, let them do that. Because at the end of the day, they not finna block your blessing.
Right. That part. At the end of the day.
You not finna block my blessings, ho. I'm not being angry at anyone anymore. I'm not finna be petty at anyone anymore. Like, no, just let it go. Let it go.
It's not worth it.
Don't need to be with that person because you already know what kind of person she is.
Right. Why
are you trying to be that kind of? Why are you trying to be like her?
Right.
Girl,
it's funny you said that because I just recently had a situation which I have to tell you offline, girl. But like I had got to a point where I had to just look at it and be like, you know what? I could be a bitch to this person. Like I could, but you know what? At the end of the day, like 2017 was all about being petty sometimes. You know what I mean? Because
2017 was the petty movement.
Was petty movement.
2018, we're not about that. We're about getting our blessings.
Really,
and not blocking
because
them, okay?
at the end of the day, number one, I don't have the time for the stress. I'm already getting a gray hair in my beard, gray hair, and I don't need to see multiple ones. Right. And I just don't think that it's cute. I don't think it's cute to, I mean, it's funny when you see stuff on Love and Hip Hop, whatever, but this is everyday damn life.
Right.
And there's way more things to be stressed out about than for you to be trying to one up somebody just because of a fucking job and a promotion.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
Girl, come on now, girl. Do better. If you knew better, you do better. In the words of my sis. Right? So there's that.
Go, girl. I wouldn't do it. Don't block your blessings.
Yes.
Don't block. And because people who are negative like that, they're going to be looking negative by their damn self. And eventually people are going to look like, bitch, what's wrong with you?
Right. And people are going to see that.
Right.
People are going to see how you are and how no matter what people do and no matter how many attacks people throw at you or whatever, at the end of the damn day, if you stay, I always feel like you have to stay in the right no matter what, because at the end of the day, you're going to be looked at as the one. People are gonna see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. People are gonna see like, oh shit, this person was, did all they could or whatever, even though this bitch was attacking him or her or whatever the situation was or whatever, and throwing all that shade and trying to be petty or whatever. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's really affecting you. Right. You know what I mean? So if they're not feeding you, financing you, or fucking you, in the words of my sis, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
Let it go, girl.
I mean,
let it go, let it go.
I mean, come on.
Oh, anyway.
Right. She's not a friend. She is not a friend.
Anyways, we're done with that.
All right. Well, we'll be back with the vent session. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Pyro Media Network. Pyro Media Network is a progressive moving platform to give a voice to those who feel don't have one. Social injustice, equality concerns, and more are just a few reasons why PMN is needed. For more information about Pyro Media Network, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.
And we're black.
We are black.
With the vent session, aka Kwame's Corner.
So we're just going to call it Kwame's Corner from now on.
Because once again, I have nothing to say.
And when you do have something to say, we'll say Kwame's Corner featuring
Miss. Yes.
Yes.
It has to be Kwame's Corner, like K.
What?
Like corner with a K.
Oh, you're so weird.
A backwards K.
A backwards K. I like that kind of.
Kwame's backwards corner. K corner.
Backwards corner.
Kwame's Corner with a K that's backwards.
Okay. So, where do I begin? I'm sorry, guys. I'm still like not feeling good, but I'm hanging in there. I think I've done a pretty good job at this recording session, but here we go. And I'm trying to make sure that my blood pressure doesn't go up because that's how irritated I am about this.
See, this is why venting just makes your blood pressure go up. But it's not worth it. I'd just rather breathe through it.
Right.
Have time to process and then speak about it.
So, I think I do a lot of research when it comes to how the different subjects, whatever it may be, whether it be something that Trump did, whether it be something that's, a political or socio-economical issue or whatever. I like to not just look at one source. And I think a lot of people have gotten to a point where we've, gotten so fixed on either Fox News or so fixed on MSNBC and so fixed on CNN or so fixed on a particular thing that they don't really, have a broad sense of what the consensus is. But something that I have that I've been having personally an issue with the mainstream media is the way the narrative is when it comes to issues that come with the black community and issues that comes with,
Oh my God.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going. I know.
So for those who don't know, for those who don't know, there was a bombing in Austin, a terrorist. Okay. And it's just really frustrating because I feel like when it comes to, and I'm not going to go into details about everything with the terrorists and everything, of that particular incident, because it's not just this particular incident. My vent is about the narrative. Mm-hmm. And the narrative that is focused and fine-tuned to make African Americans or blacks, feel or be demonized, as opposed to when it comes to someone who is white, they're all of a sudden, oh, we need to feel sorry for them. Their daddy beat them. You know what I'm saying? But when you have somebody who has similar issues in the black community and they did something quote unquote wrong, or even if they didn't do anything wrong, if they were shot, by the police, it is something that is given, they're looked at
in their backyard.
Oh, well,
minding their goddamn business.
Minding their goddamn business. Okay? We had a young man, one of our brothers, that was killed in California, okay, unarmed, and he was, let me calm down. I need to calm down. This young man was in his backyard, and he was gunned down yet again, okay, yet again, and I say yet again because it constantly happens, and I'm so tired of talking about it. I'm so tired of it being a conversation that we constantly have to have, and it's so aggravating, and it's getting to a point where people are disassociating themselves from the news and the media because of the fact, and then you wonder why people don't know what's going on with the politics. The people don't understand. You wonder why people don't, you sit there and say, oh, well, you need to be informed, or you need to know what's going on. Yes, you need to be informed, but at the same time, to the Black community, to us, it's the same rhetoric. Right. It's the same thing. Every day, if we were to, it's causing so much stress. It's causing so much anxiety when we already have our own stress when we're trying to survive out here in these damn streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I physically am not feeling good because I constantly am reading, the Young Turks or watching the Young Turks or watching MSNBC or watching CNN, and then trying to do a consensus review by looking at Breitbart and all that fucking bullshit, and then looking at fucking The Independent, and looking at fucking the Palmer Report, and looking at fucking what do you call it? The Fox News, and looking at all these other different things to try to get a consensus of what's going on, and have an idea. But what's so frustrating is the fact that we have to constantly sit here and have a conversation about why our lives matter.
Right.
About why we should be viewed differently in the media, about why we should, have a different outlook when it comes to how our narrative is brought out in the mainstream media. When it comes to Trayvon Martin, when it comes to Sandra Bland, when it comes to all of these Black names and these hashtags that are, it's so many hashtags in so little time. There has been more hashtags in the time that I've been in California, which has not been a long time. And it's so frustrating because the narrative stays the same. There's always something, well, she didn't listen.
Right.
Or she didn't obey, or they didn't obey the officer's commands, or he had a marijuana violation, or he had several traffic tickets, or he did this, or he did that. But then you have an active bomber,
a terrorist,
an active terrorist,
a white
male
terrorist,
Caucasian persuasion
from the
Americas, born and raised in the Bible Belts, bitch. Okay, and you're sitting here telling me, oh,
he was a good Christian.
He was a
Christian, a little bit nerdy, maybe a little bit awkward.
Maybe he was bullied when he was younger.
Yeah.
Maybe, he was going through some mental issues. But none of the same.
And a black body could literally do nothing.
Nothing but hold up his cell phone. Because the situation that happened in California reminded me of Amadou Diallo. He had a cell phone. And granted, cell phones back then were bigger. But I mean, still, at the end of the damn day, they don't look like guns.
Right.
And then you shoot the brother 20 times and then proceed to say and yell at the body that has been shot up 20 times.
As if it's going anywhere.
As if it's going to fucking respond to you.
Right.
Because it's been shot 20 times. You proceed to say, do you have a weapon? Or do you, or proceed to just talk to the body, a dead body? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But you want to sympathize.
You didn't ask me that question before you shot me.
You didn't. Now,
if you asked me that question before you shot me, you would have
in my own backyard.
In my own backyard, you would have fucking known that it was no fucking weapon, you dumbass.
Right. But at the end of the day, what bothers me is that this push and narrative, for example, and I'm going to say it, a lot of people may not agree with this, and I don't care if if I get backlash for it or not. But at the end of the day, I understand that a lot of these schools, and this in terms of gun control, what's going on now, and the push for gun control, I'm glad that there is a push. I'm glad that millennial children and even, a newer generation beyond millennials are doing something about what's going on. These students are doing something because they have not felt like they've been heard. But the Black community has been crying out for a long long time. For a long, long, long time. Amadou Diallo, that situation happened when I was a kid. And that has been cried out for a long, long time. These students that are currently marching right now, high school students, voicing their opinion, as much as I'm so happy that they are engaging in politics and engaging these politicians to make sure that they are creating a wave of change and starting it, none of this was thought of during Sandy Hook. It bothers me. It bothers me because it's like you care more about. You didn't care when those kids, those children, I'm talking about like babies,
right?
Were shot up. You didn't care about a lone gunman, a white gunman, who came in to a church and shot up
black people,
and then left and was kept alive, by the way, because had that been a black person going into a white church,
been done,
they would have been dead. But he came back. He came out alive once he was arrested, and told them that he wanted to kill white people. That's
what he went in there to do.
That was his specific goal. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then you have these marches, open marches with tiki torches and all these different things that are with white nationalists and white supremacists that are just like you don't see an issue. You don't see an issue at all. And you have the nerve as mainstream media to change the narrative for a terrorist and not call a spade a spade. It bothers me to no end. It's so exhausting. It's so exhausting because then you wonder why you have these outlets, these media outlets that are being started up by other people, by the black culture, because they're not being heard. We're not being heard. And you wait until something happens to a white school. You wait till something happens to like what happened in Vegas. That shooting happened at a country concert. This has been going on for a long time. Like, you didn't say anything when people were going into churches. None of these conversations happened when it happened around the black narrative, around the black conversation. When it has to do with black culture, you don't have black bodies. It doesn't matter to you, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's exhausting.
When did this happen? Yesterday?
Monday. Yesterday.
I was casually scrolling through, I can't remember what social media, and I saw the story, and I have not been ready to open it yet and read it. Only because I know where my mental is gonna go, and I'm not ready for that right now. And I was having a thought to myself, and I said, I wonder why. I see why people get high so often, because the shit is depressing and it's a lot to deal with, especially being a black person in America.
Right.
I said I could easily see myself falling into something like that because it's depressing and I don't want to deal with it.
Right.
Like you said, I just want to dissociate from it.
Right. And it makes you want to just kind of lock up into a room, and it's so frustrating because it's like you see it every single day, and nobody gives a crap about our voices. Nobody gives a crap about what's going on with us in our community and what we're dealing with on a constant basis. We have to walk out every single day fearing that we're going to be shot. I get nervous every single time a cop car passes.
Right.
Nobody understands that feeling unless you're black.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how light-skinned you are. It doesn't matter. You're a black person because you're still a nigga to them.
Right.
And it's so frustrating. And we want to have these narratives and these conversations and try to sympathize with a terrorist.
Right.
And you want to have conversations about, Muslim bans and Russia and all these other stuff, whatever, but you're not looking at what's going on in your own country.
Right.
You're not looking at what's going on with the minority. And that's why people, were making a big deal about Black Panther, because it was a break. It was a break from what is constantly going on in this country with our people.
Right.
It's a break. Like, people want to go to Wakanda, and even we all know it's not real, but people want to have that place because it's safe for us. Right. We don't know what safety is because we constantly have to go out and feel like we're going to be killed on a daily basis. Right. On a daily basis. Anybody who is not black does not understand what that is. They will never understand. And this is no shade to any of any other people of color, but having the black experience is completely different than being Latino. It's completely different from being any other spectrum of minorities. Mm-hmm. They don't understand because we're constantly targeted, we're constantly pushed, we're constant every day in the fucking news. There's something, and that's just if it makes the news.
Right.
You're not even looking on. We're talking about on a national basis that the stuff that gets to mainstream media, but you don't even know what's going on in local country or local states,
right?
Because we don't have access, to every single local, TV station that's going on,
right?
It's so frustrating, and then people wonder why Black Panther did so well. People wonder why they embraced that so much,
right?
Because it was a break. You had that 2 hours of not worrying about what was going on in the news. Mm-hmm. You had that 2 hours of feeling like, oh, okay, I'm with my black brothers and sisters in that room.
And even then, some people had the nerve to try to make it negative.
Right.
The nerve.
But what I'm saying is, like, the reason why people went out in droves is because they felt safe for 2 hours.
Right.
It was a break. It was a moment of disassociating, and it makes me. And I know I've watched this several times, but now I want to go back just to get away from it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get back to Wakanda.
I'm trying to go back to Wakanda. Like it's so frustrating because it's like it's constant. It's so constant to have to, and we talked about this on in some of our first couple of podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like having to deal with that stress on a constant basis is irritating.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. And then for us, we have to research all this for the show, and it's like, it's so irritating. And before, when we were actually looking into stuff, we had to go and find it and figure it out. Now we don't have to worry about it because it gets sent to us. Right. You know what I'm saying? We know on a constant, like, okay, I know when I turn on my phone, I'm going to get a whole bunch of fucking messages about this or that, or I'm going to get this notification about this or an email about this or whatever. It's so aggravating. It's so aggravating. And I'm not saying that I want to be numb to it. I'm not saying that I don't think that, I shouldn't know about it, but I should not be getting constant, this shouldn't be happening. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't. It's annoying. It's wrong. Mm-hmm. And then you wonder why people are so angry at white people because they live in I just don't understand why you're so angry. You don't understand why we're so angry because you don't know what it feels like to be constantly. You don't know what it feels like to have a podcast or have a show or have all these things that you're doing and not knowing if your co-host or if you're ever going to see your co-host again, or not knowing if you're ever going to be able to call your mom again, or not knowing if you're ever going to see your friends again or your family or whatever, just by walking out of the door.
By the color of your skin.
Just because you're black. Like, that's like, it's ridiculous.
It's tiring to have to defend your humanity.
Yes, that part. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's exhausting.
It's so frustrating. And I'm sorry to put this on, to end it, on such a negative note, but that's the reality. One of the main reasons why we wanted that
we gotta deal with this shit every day.
We have to deal with it on a daily basis. Yeah. We wake up stressed. You know what I'm saying? We wake because now we got to deal with some fuck shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we have to mentally prepare for microaggressions. We have to mentally prepare for possibly physically prepare. It's so draining on a body to tense up for such long periods of time when there's a cop near you. Mm-hmm. Like, the fuck? So I'm gonna smoke after this because green is definitely needed. But yes, I definitely think that we need to do better And I'm not talking about us, because I feel like the Black community has done enough. And, you know, I'm tired of trying to fight for just to be looked at as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. And then being in, like, you and I are in double minorities. You're Black and you're a woman. You know what I mean? I'm Black and I'm gay. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's so frustrating, because it's like, even within our culture, even within our community, we're still attacked. We're still oppressed.
Yeah. Because
that's what we've been taught. And that trauma of being oppressed, you know, gets pushed on to other people. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up situations all over. And I'm just tired of it. And I think we need to do better. We need to start, you know, talking to each other better. We need to start loving each other better. And we need to start protecting each other better at the end of the damn day, because they're not looking out for us. They're not. And I think that we've done a better job in terms of, you know, recent generations and in terms of, you know, getting education. I've seen a growth in you know, college graduation rates for minorities, specifically the Black community. I've seen, you know, retention rates in college, you know what I'm saying? Even masters and doctorates, you know, are being attained by, you know, people of color, specifically Black community. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I see a growth. I do see, you know, change slowly but surely. But at the end of the day, it's still frustrating to have to worry. Like, a white person does not have to worry about going through all that in life in terms of, you know, getting their education, you know, getting, you know, their master's degree, whatever. And at the same time, having to worry about microaggressions and possibly getting shot by law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? The people that were charged, like, you're paying your taxes to protect you.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. But anyway, I feel a little bit better. I mean, I don't, but it's okay. You know, because it's a reality. It is a lot. But yeah, I think that concludes the show.
Well,
do you have anything, Miss Freed?
No.
All right, guys. Don't forget to go ahead and go onto our website by going to www.entertheblaze.com, where you can find all of the host bios, as well as our episodes of this show, our Spotlight Edition of interviews, as well as our sister podcast, After the Blaze, with Hope Giselle and 50 Shades of Gay. And also, don't forget to check out our mother network, Pyro Media Network, Black-owned awesomeness, growing constantly and doing good things. So definitely check that out by going to www.pyromedianetwork.com. Miss Free, you got anything?
No.
All right, y'all. We're out. God bless.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. We get it from my mama. Shake it, shake it. We get it from my mama. We get it from my mama. You mad? You mad? You mad?